Hey everybody, Norm over here, and I got my good buddy Don Peake, who was part of the Wrecking Crew and played on so many great hits, and you know them, and you'll be able to tell with just a few notes. Don, play me a couple notes of something that will be recognizable so people know that's you. You know what that is? Let's get it on. Marvin Gaye. And that's just a brief thing of what he's done. This guy has played on more records. You were with Glenn Campbell. You were with the Wrecking Crew with Tommy Tedesco, and who else in there? Hal Blaine and who?
Hal Blaine. Well, it was Tommy Tedesco and Bill Pittman,
right?
Howard Roberts, Barney Kessel, Herb Ellis.
Yep.
And then, as it started evolving, Mike Post came in. I brought in Mike Post, and we had, Dennis Budimir was always there. And then I started working with Motown, and David T. Walker was playing with us. Now let's talk about that, because you did that terrific interview. You did that interview with Louis Shelton.
Yeah, Louis is another guy
he's
who's
terrific.
like a monster player. He's living in Australia now, but he's a great guy, great player.
Well, we came in, and Diana Ross brought in little Michael Jackson. He was like 11 years old. He had a big afro. He was terrific. And he started to play, and he danced a little, and all of us went, oh my God, this
You spotted
kid.
it right off the bat, huh?
And so Freddie Perrin passes out the music. Wilton Felder's on bass, Gene Pello on drums, Joe Sample on keyboards, and then it's Louis Shelton, David T. Walker, and me. And I looked at the music, and my part was... But Louis Shelton starts the record. He's doing that while I'm doing that. Right. And then David T. comes in. So that's how
those guitar parts fit like a glove.
And we fit together, yes.
Really,
absolutely.
really cool. So just as a brief overview, you started out and you played with the Everlys.
I was lead guitar player with the Everly Brothers, 61, 62, and 63. I remember they hired me. I was 21 years old, and I was a kid, and I hadn't been playing very long. And we had some rehearsals, and they said, "Okay, Don, come on." And we're on the airplane. We're going to London. Joey Page is sitting next to me, and I'm going, "Joey, man, did I get the job?" He said, "Don, you got the job."
All right.
So now we go to London, and we start touring England. And all these amazing people, and the next
everybody loved the Everlys there.
Yeah, oh, they were the best. And the Beatles used to come and stand backstage and listen to us. And I said to one of the stage guys, I said, "Who are those Shaggy guys?" And I said, "Those are the Beatles." And the Rolling Stones were opening for us. Wow. So we went to Germany to the Star Club in Hamburg, and we did sets. We had Everly Brothers, Rolling Stones, Beatles, and we traded sets. It was just
a few no names there, So. But really cool. I'm just going to say a few other things, and I want to hold back a little bit because we have got a podcast that Don and I are going to do after this, and this will be aired in a couple weeks, the podcast. So I just want to tell you, you went from the Everly Brothers to two other brothers who weren't brothers.
That is true, the Righteous Brothers.
Right. And what tunes did you play on for them?
I played on You've Lost That Loving Feeling.
Just another, obscure tune that nobody knows.
All those records, God, I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, all the Righteous Brothers original records with Phil Spector I was playing on.
You co-produced Ghostbusters
with Ray Parker Jr.
With Ray Parker Jr., my other friend. Pretty crazy stuff here. His resume is something else. If you want to hear something really cool, I'm going to make you listen to our podcast, because our podcast, we're going to go in depth on this stuff. And I'm going to get to talk to my buddy Don, and we can discuss all kinds of other stuff. But what I want to bring up is, of course, he was in the Wrecking Crew. And Don is going to be playing at Bogey's Club in Westlake. It's a beautiful club, great food, one of the best signing rooms in town, kind of intimate, not a huge club, but it's beautiful in Westlake. And you're playing August 18th.
Sunday, August 18th. And this is unusual. We have an early show. We have a 5:15 because it's on a Sunday. It's like a matinee. And then we do a 5:30, and then we go home. because we're old.
A 5:15 and a 5:30?
No, 5:15 and 7:30.
7:30, excuse me. You know, that's a brief show.
That's a quick show,
That's
right?
the way they get more people.
Right.
See ya. So, and, and this is a tribute to Glenn Campbell,
Yes,
who was a
absolutely.
buddy of yours, obviously.
Right. And I play the bass guitar solo on Wichita.
That
I
was
do it down the
baritone or
It was a
six-string
down
bass.
electro 6-string bass.
Yeah. So, and then Don Randy, who has the great club, Baked Potato, one of the all-time great jazz clubs. Chuck Berghofer, one of the greatest bass players
And
on
he's the one
planet.
that did Boots Are Made for Walking. That when Chuck Berghofer came in, the part was boom, ba-bum, ba-bum, and Chuck went da-boom, boom, 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 boom. And then we come in.
And that was, didn't Carol Kay have something to do with that too, or no? Or was that-
No, she was not on that record.
No? Okay. And George Green, who is Glenn's
drummer.
Okay. And Lawrence Juber, another guy who can barely play.
Now, Lawrence Juber, a master guitar player,
absolutely
is
one of
playing
my
with us.
all-time favorites and a great buddy of mine.
And he called me up and he said, "Look, Don," he said, "do you want me to play the bass guitar part?" I said, "No, no, no. I want to play it." And I said, "Wait a minute, I got an idea. Let's do it together." So the two of us are going to be playing the Wichita Lineman. It's going to be cool.
A lot of other great players. Gary Stockdale is going to be singing, and I mean, it's just really cool. Coco Dolan's, I presume, is Mickey's
Absolutely,
daughter.
Mickey's sister.
Our sister.
Yes.
Okay. And so, be there or be square. It's going to be at Bogey's in Westlake. The great. No more. Make them pay. Next time, they got to pay when they see this and hear this. That's all you get. Norm's Rare Guitars. Great Don Peake. I'm always honored to have him in. He's a buddy and contemporary age-wise and all that kind of stuff. So he's part of the old guy club, but this guy can really play, and he's been on more records. And if you listen to the podcast, we're going to get deep into some of the stuff that Don has done, and it doesn't get any better. This guy, from Motown to the Wrecking Crew to
Ray
everything.
Charles.
To Ray Charles. You played with Ray Charles. No more. Sonny. No more. All right. The podcast, if you want to hear more, and you go to Bogey's. My friend Lori is producing that show.
Yes.
Lori Raymer, who put together this show, California Saga 2.
Great shirt.
See that? Only the best here at Norm's Rare Guitars. Norm's Rare Guitars. Listen for the podcast, which will be up in a couple weeks. The great Don Peake, right here in Bogey's, August 18th. It's the bomb.